He's really swift. His brakes are all very violent. Many guys are simply fast, which, as you may know, don't really translate on the field. His translation suggests that he speaks quickly. He is the NFL's unique cat, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is well known as an NFL wide receiver and return specialist for the Miami Dolphins. But there are some additional facts you might not be aware of, other than the fact that he is quite athletic, can jump very high, and is a fierce competitor when he gets the ball. Here are 10 facts you didn't know about Tyreek Hill. Number 1. Hill experienced a number of difficulties as a child in Georgia, which is probably a contributing factor in his adult criminal behavior. On March 1, 1994, Hill was born to Derek Shaw and Anisha Sanchez. His mother raised him as a single parent. He therefore spent his early years with his maternal grandparents, albeit things did not instantly shift. Hill was raised in Pearson, Georgia, a place of extreme poverty, and had a grandpa who had served time in prison. A whopping 40% of people in the little community are considered to be poor. Hill's grandfather, Herman, who was his primary carer, was a suspect in 15 criminal investigations between 1989 and 2016. 3 criminal proceedings for trespassing and disorderly conduct were also brought against Virginia Hill, the grandmother with whom Hill grew up. Number 2. Despite being regarded as NFL's fastest player, Tyreek Hill hasn't completely dominated the position as other players with greater skills have. Hill has a 4.29 40-yard sprint. Of course, running while carrying a ball is significantly different than running a straight 40-yard sprint, yet Hill continues to be among the best when carrying a ball. The scorching speed of Tyreek Hill earned him the moniker the Cheetah. Hill showcased his speed with a sensational 91-yard touchdown run against the Minnesota Vikings in November 2019 when he tackled teammate Damian Williams. The quickest sprint of Hill's career was completed at 22.6 miles per hour. Since Ramo Gilead's time of 20.4 seconds in 2009, Hill's time in 2012 has been the quickest by a junior athlete. Only Adam Jamili had a faster junior time in the 2012 season than his 100-meter effort, which ties Abraham Hall. But is he truly the fastest? Even while Lamar Jackson of the Ravens and Raheem Mostert of the 49ers have demonstrated their ability to outrun just about anyone, Tyreek Hill, who is frequently regarded as the quickest, hasn't quite snatched the title by himself. Number 3. For families impacted by the coronavirus, Tyreek Hill donated 6,000 meals. Despite the fact that throughout his career, Hill had garnered negative attention, in March 2020, he generated favorable attention. For families suffering from the coronavirus, Hill supplied 6,000 meals. Following that, the wide receiver issued a challenge to his Kansas City Chiefs colleagues to follow suit. The Tyreek Hill Foundation, founded by the Hill, is a platform that has a big impact on kids' lives. To entice more donations to help the needy children, it keeps expanding its donations invitations. To entice more donations to help the needy children, it keeps expanding its donation initiatives. A season of toy-giving programs for underprivileged children and adults is held annually by the Tyreek Hill Foundation. In order to feed Kansas City's underprivileged families and kids for Thanksgiving, Hill has also established a drive, Santa for the Day, a charity event held at Mercy Children's Hospital of Kansas City that presents disadvantaged children with gifts and puts smiles on their cheeks, is another event run by Hill. Number 4. The wide receiver of Kansas City has a history of tumultuous love affairs. Mary Isabel, a painter and model based in Miami, has recently joined Hill's opulent life. The two were spotted spending time together, and Isabel was seen applauding and reveling in the enormous contract Tyreek signed with the Dolphins earlier this year. It's not confirmed whether he is dating the woman he has been celebrating his deal signing with, but there are strong rumors. Before Mary Isabel, Hill was in a relationship with Kita Vaccaro, the sister of Tennessee Titans star Kenny Vaccaro, which was made public in December 2020. By sharing photos on their separate Instagram profiles, the couple formally announced their relationship. Tyreek had been dating Crystal Espinal before he met Kita. Tyreek Hill and Crystal Espinal started dating in 2014, and in September 2018, Hill proposed to Espinal. Zev, a son they share, was born in July 2015, and Nakeem and Nyla, twins, were born in July 2019. Number 5. It was said that Tyreek Hill and his kid got into a physical altercation in March 2019. Following an accident involving his son that was thought to be a misbehavior by Hill in 2019, another complaint was brought against him. The youngster, who was 3 years old, allegedly broke his arm during the struggle. Investigations on Hill and his ex-fiancée Crystal Espinal for child abuse followed the event. Hill and Espinal were heard on an audio recording talking about their son's injury in an investigation. Later reports claimed that medical examinations had revealed that his son's arm had been accidentally broken and in a way that suggested it had been broken bracing for a fall. According to a statement made by the NFL on July 19, 2019, Hill did not face suspension as there is no proof that he broke the personal conduct standard. The child's fractured arm was not caused by the pair, according to the Kansas Department of Children and Families investigation into the situation. Hill and Espinal were found not guilty after a month of investigations into the child abuse claims. Number 6. Espinal and Hill had a tumultuous relationship. Tyreek Hill and Crystal Espinal got into a heated fight at the start of his professional career, which eventually resulted in a violent response by Hill. He admitted to his crimes and was sentenced to 3 years of probation. Espinal allegedly blamed Hill for their 3-year-old's arm break, leading to a child abuse investigation on him. Before the 2019 event involving their son, the couple struggled with domestic abuse on a number of occasions over the years. On suspicion of assaulting a 20-year-old pregnant girlfriend, Crystal Espinal, Hill was taken into custody. The two got into an argument according to the police report, and he threw her around and hit her in the face. Hill eventually entered a guilty plea to domestic assault by strangulation and received a sentence of 3 years probation, an anger management class, a year-long battereds program, and a requirement to undergo a domestic abuse evaluation. Espinal was consulted about the sentence and indicated that she was comfortable with it. Later, Espinal gave birth to a child. Number 7. Tyreek Hill was an all-purpose running back at Garden City College in Kansas before getting selected by the Kansas City Chiefs. He was given the opportunity to grow and display his abilities for D1 coaches across the nation at the Little Junior institution. Hill appeared to be choosing Oklahoma State Cowboys over Florida State while he was leaving Garden City. A number of the top D1 universities had recruited Hill, including Arizona, Alabama, Nebraska, and others. Given the interest from other prestigious schools, his decision to enroll in Oklahoma State was unexpected. Number 8. Hill joined Tiny West, Alabama after leaving Oklahoma State University after being fired by the squad. He was the first representative of West Alabama to be selected in the NFL draft since the Dallas Cowboys selected Ken Hutcherson's 97th overall in 1974. Before declaring for the 2016 NFL draft, Tyreek Hill spent 1 season with the Tigers. Hill was selected by the Chiefs in the 5th round as the 165th player selected, despite the team's knowledge of his criminal history. After being charged with domestic violence, Hill was expelled from Oklahoma State's football and track teams in December 2014. He was an All-Big 12 Conference all-around player who was charged with beating and strangling his pregnant girlfriend. He entered a not guilty plea in January. Less than a week had passed since Hill's 92-yard punt return in a comeback win over Oklahoma. Many Chiefs supporters were outraged at the moment about the selection of Hill. Given Hill's importance to the team's offense, it is likely that those folks are no longer as outraged. Number 9. Tyreek Hill extended his deal with the Chiefs for 3 additional years and $54 million in October 2019. Despite the team being aware of Hill's lengthy criminal offenses dating back to his time in college, the decision was made. After 2 years in junior college, Hill played collegiate football for Oklahoma State, but he departed after only 1 year due to a domestic violence charge. Number 10. Since Gale Sayers did it against the Minnesota Vikings on October 17, 1965, Hill is the first player to record a running touchdown, a receiving touchdown, and a kick return touchdown in the same game, which he did against Denver in Week 12 of the 2016 season. After an outstanding regular season in 2016, Hill was recognized by the Associated Press as the first-team All-Pro punt returner for the first time in his career. Following his rookie season in 2016, Hill was selected for the Pro Bowl for the first time in 2017.